Hi, AutoWeasel here. Today I am going to replace the instrument cluster on a 3rd Gen RX-7 with a JDM style, and I'll show you how to do it. So this is the original one, and the problem with this one is the odometer stops working and the speedo stops working. It's a common problem. So I'm going to install one out of a newer Japanese car. It's got an integrated boost sensor, and updated gauges. So we're going to see how this works out. So first thing we got to do to get the cluster out is we've got to remove this right here. There's 3 screws from underneath, and that will come right off. Okay, so now that I have that panel off, we're going to take this panel off here. This is the lower AC panel, and there's 2 screws holding that on, and that pops right off. So there's actually a 3rd screw here behind this little cover here. So that pop that cover off with the screwdriver, and then that's the last screw. Now that we have the lower panel out, there's 2 screws that hold the whole instrument cluster on. One that both come up from the bottom. You've got one here and another one right here. Okay, so after those 2 screws are out, you just need to grab the whole thing, and there's just clips that pop out. Okay, now that we have the cluster out, it's a little tricky to get to all the connectors on the back. You've got 4 screws on the back to remove. And there you have it. Now before I bolt this JDM instrument cluster back in, there's a few wires you have got to add. The green one here that I have is going to for your boost gauge. You hook up right here, close up of it, and then this black one that's attached, that is going to be another ground. So I'll show you where both of those wires go. Okay, for the boost gauge, you're going to, this is your map sensor here, you're going to tie into the green with the yellow stripe wire, which I have here. So that green wire is going to go back inside the car to the gauge. So it's the green with the yellow stripe goes to the boost gauge. And this black wire that I've attached is another ground that is not on the factory unit. So you can run the ground wire. What I've done is I've come along here to the edge, and there's a nice lug right here, real close to the gauge. So I grounded here. Alright, so let's see what it looks like when you fire it up. There's boost gauge. Kilometers an hour.